Cutting straight. Sounds simple, right? Actually, that's quite a skill to acquire, so let me share my best tricks. Before we enjoy this quickie together, let me present you my sponsor. For the project's free motion quilting, I use a Tiara tool from Babylock, a great mid-arm sit-down machine with a 16-inch throat. For the assembly and all my auto sewing need, Babylock Soprano is my awesome machine. But back to our satisfying quickie. For this trick, you will need a cutting mat, one 24-inch by 6-inch acrylic ruler, one 12.5-inch by 12.5-inch acrylic ruler, a rotary cutter, spray-on starch, and fabric. Whether you wash your fabric before or not, the number one trick is to use a lot of starch on your fabric before cutting. And when I mean a lot, I mean starch it to death until it can almost stand on its own. Never be afraid of starching too much. You really need to stabilize your fabric. I always buy the grocery brand of starch, so don't worry about the fancy quilting product. They're nice, but not essential. Now the next step is to get our first 90-degree angle. Fold your fabric in two so it fits on your mat, and you can see the other side of the mat indicator. Pick a line at the edge of your mat and line up the fabric fold with it. Use your 24-inch acrylic ruler across a perpendicular line all the way across the fabric. If everything is lined up correctly, you now have a square angle and it's time to cut. I'll show you how to cut later in this video. After the first cut, we no longer use the mat measurement because they are not precise enough. Always use the mark on your ruler from now on. Fold the fabric again so that you cut 4 layers at a time. Make sure to line up the fabric precisely over itself. Now we are ready to cut the stripes. Find the desired width on your square ruler. In this example, I want a 3-inch square, so I placed the ruler on a 3-inch mark. Ready to cut? Wait! Make sure your thumb isn't in the way. Also, never cut back and forth. We are not cutting pizza. Position your rotary cutter on the side of the ruler and gently push toward it so that it rests against it. Now you are ready to cut. Push with one end on the ruler to make sure it stays in place, and cut with the other end with one firm, straight, away from you movement. Let the thickness of the ruler guide you. Proceed far enough until you no longer reach, then stop. Move your hand further and start over. I usually make it in 3 passes when the fabric is folded in 4. Once you have your strips, the only thing left is to cut them in squares, using the same technique for cutting. Et voilà! Another satisfying quickie! If that quickie was as pleasurable for you as it was for me, please like, subscribe, and comment to help me get more funny and useful quickies your way.